Hello and welcome to Victoriana. It's the beginning of June. It's been ages since we've done a clip. We have been literally so busy, and that's sort of why I'm down here. This is our own little veg patch down here, and when I mean we've been so busy, this time last week there was nothing in here apart from a few brassicas over there and asparagus bed in the corner and the raspberries around the outside, but there was nothing in here at all. We just literally haven't had time to do anything ourselves, do anything on our own veg garden, and it has just been work. But similarly, on that front, from this time last week nothing to where we are a week on, we've got an awful lot in. And the reason for that is, of course, that we've put a lot of stuff in as plants, which is the bonus and the beauty of what we do an awful lot of in selling young veg plants that can get you going when you're a little bit late or you haven't got the prop facilities or whatever. But yeah, so a week on, we've got some stuff in. Our veg garden's underway. We're still very busy, but we're getting an hour or two here and there to do other stuff. And so I'll give you a quick run around the nursery. So up here on the nursery veg garden, we're a little bit better than we are at home. I say a little bit better. We have managed to get some things in between the work. Obviously the garlic went in the autumn and that's doing okay now. Peas and things like that in the cage are doing well. Lots and lots of artichokes. They don't need to be in the cage, but because of moving the cage around, they've ended up this year. But yeah, we're eating lots of artichokes. Sea kale's just coming up to seed, which will be very useful. This bed we've sort of got a few bits in there, and the rest is going to be for sweet corn. And down there the Jerusalem chokes are pulling away nicely now, so that's good to see. But as I say, it's a little bit untidy out here. Haven't had huge amounts of time to get on top, to get the spuds in earlier. This bed's a bit messy too. It's fine to be messy at some time, and hopefully we can, in the next couple of weeks, get everything else in that we want to, get some sowings done, and get ourselves nice and tidy. So here in the veg tunnel, things are going just a little bit mad. We've reskinned this. We put down a new covering on the floor as well. All the tomatoes are potted and caned. Haven't got round to putting the supports up for the canes yet, something we need to do very quickly, otherwise they're all going to be toppling. We've got most of the chilies potted up now as well, and obviously with it having been so cold, a lot of the squashes are in here, even the ones that we're planning to plant outside. So we're a bit crammed and jam-packed in here and a bit muddled up, but yeah, hopefully over the next week we get the rest of the chilies potted up, we'll get everything spaced out, we'll get everything supported, and we should be good to go. So up here in the top house, we're still pretty full. It's a combination of the weather keep on playing tricks on us, so it's been quite cold at night, continues to be quite chilly at night, even with these nice sunny days now. So we're trying to keep a little bit more stuff coming on a bit quicker. Also, it's just the case that because we have been so busy, we've needed the extra protection and warmth of the greenhouse to keep pushing stuff along. But yeah, it's that sort of constant time of getting stuff up into here and then getting it outside to harden it off. Doesn't really need to be done at this time of year, but we like to make sure everything is hardened off and then off out to the customers. But yeah, it's very full in here for this time of year. And again, out here in the cell area, we're pretty full up. We're sort of getting through stuff quite quickly, so it comes out here, stays out here for a few weeks, and then off it goes. And yeah, again, it's sort of a case of trying to fill in the gaps, trying to keep something in alphabetical order so it makes it easier for picking. But it is a little bit of a jiggle about at the moment, and same with the cage, obviously the veg cage that is. Obviously we use this to protect the bits and pieces from the pigeons, who we seem to have an awful lot of this year. But again, in there we're sort of getting through stuff quite quickly. Weather's playing tricks on us, things are growing away very quickly, and then we're having a week or two where everything drops to nothing because of speed and cold. But we're sort of just about keeping up and just about working our way through it. It's a very strange year this year. So out here on the beds, all the grapes did come into growth. We knew they would. Very late this year because of the cold nights. and really, you know, people do not need to panic about grapes not being in growth until the beginning of June. But I think we were just about there this year, despite the cold nights. Similarly on the fruit, that's gone absolutely bananas, all the fruit we potted earlier in the year, and we're just about releasing our back orders of potted fruit now, and similarly we're just running through and doing the prune up. So down here in the flower area, this year we've gone for a sort of more informal approach, which is a polite way of saying we didn't really have enough time, and we've sort of let it go. We have got some bits and pieces planted in. Sweet peas are just starting to cheer up now. It's been cold, as I keep on saying, but yeah, we sort of let it go, and it really is a clash of colour. It's been beautiful. There's more stuff coming along underneath. The foxgloves are starting to go back a little bit, as are some of the lupins, but there's more stuff coming along underneath, and the poppies are starting to cheer up, and the big lobelia are doing crazy things, and like I say, despite the informality or the lack of time, it really does look great down here, and it is full of bees. It is absolutely full to the brim with bees. So here in the bubble, we're jam-packed with fuchsias, and they're looking beautiful this year. I think Mum would be proud. We've got an awful lot of hardies and half-hardies. We've cut back a little bit now on some of the bush and basket varieties, the non-hardy ones, as people tend not to want them so much now, which is a shame. But with the cost of heating fuel and obviously the space as well, we needs must. We'll keep some of the stock plants going, obviously. But no, now, so we are full of beautiful fuchsias. We're just shipping some of these out now, and obviously coolers are in. Awful lot of flower in here, and yeah, good all round on this side. And then over on the other side, we're continuing to use that for other propagation. So we've got sweet corn and other young veg and samphire and all sorts of stuff like that. And again, the space keeps on filling up and emptying out as we move stuff from here up to the top house and outside. So busy, busy, busy. Here in the prop, beds are still full. We're still producing an awful lot of stuff. Lots of herbs being propagated from seed. Fuchsias from cuttings, and other herbs as well from cuttings, and yeah, really it's just running round and round and round and keeping up with what needs to be done. So I'll finish off for June up here in the top field. This is all our fruit planted for the autumn. We were late doing that as well. I think most of this went in the first week of May. It's all doing quite nicely. Obviously we're having to irrigate, which is a little bit of a pain, but it has been so dry. But no, he's getting away quite nicely now, so we'll obviously be lifting this later on in the year. But the one area that I have to be honest and say isn't doing so well is the vineyard. We've got some work to do here. I think it's a combination of it went in a hurry a few years back, has been an area, because it's quite far away from everything, gets neglected. So yeah, in honesty, we've got some work to do here, some replanting and do some proper pruning and training, and hopefully we can get this underway. It's one of those jobs that we don't always get round to and really need to, because we're not that far away of having a nice little vineyard. So maybe that's a job for the rest of June and into July, and as I say, that's it for June, and hopefully we will catch up in July if we've actually got any time.